What is going on, people? Joey Talks Boxing, big fight, undisputed, Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol. This is as 50-50 as a fight as you can possibly make in boxing right now. The type of fight I was going back and forth with my pick for months and months, and really years, because this fight had been something that fans have been clamoring for a while. Really, once Bivol beat Canelo, he was like, okay, he's not just a guy who holds a title and beat Joe Smith. Like, he's a legit threat to Beterbiev. Beterbiev holds 3 titles. Gvozdyk he beat Marcus Brown. He beat Joe Smith. I was at that fight. That was incredible. Yard, Callum Smith. He's got a much deeper resume, even though Bivol beat Canelo. Man, this is some fight. I go back and forth, but I think that either guy can win. But if I'm making a pick, I'm leaning a little bit towards Dimitri Bivol, and here's why. Beterbiev has been cut a bunch of times, and I think that Bivol is very good at starting and setting a very fast pace. And Bivol will hit Beterbiev, potentially open up the cut. Could see a stoppage, but I'm going to go with a Bivol decision. But if Beterbiev starts with his power jab and hits Bivol and disrupts his rhythm and stops Bivol's offense, and more importantly, stops Bivol's movement, then Artur Beterbiev can win this fight. And he can win it by knockout. He's got that thudding power, head, body, massive jab, great at cutting the ring off. But he's older, and I think he has slowed down a little bit. If this was a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I probably would pick Beterbiev, but right now I'm leaning towards a Bivol decision. Both guys are really good. Both guys are locked in. It's a good undercard too, which I'm looking forward to seeing. You got Jao Patea, you got the rematch of Fabio Wardley and Frazier Clark, which is a great fight, the first one. I thought Clark won the first one, but it was a draw. Could have gone either way. So I'm excited, but this matchup is going to show who's the best light heavyweight of this era, as far as I'm concerned. And especially if Artur Beterbiev were to win, because if Beterbiev were to win, then I don't really see what excuse Bivol could have. But if Bivol were to win, people could say, Beterbiev's older, he's not the same guy anymore. And he beat, more good people than, Bivol did. But, I mean, that last point, forget about that. But the point is that this is where it's at. Big fight, ultimate boxer versus puncher, but people look at Beterbiev as a puncher, but he's a better boxer than he gets credit for. People look at Dimitri Bivol as a boxer, but he has more power than people realize. People aren't just walking through him. And you saw versus Malik Zanad, when Zanad was, kind of awkward and, he had a hard time timing him. Bivol, he just went right at him and got him out of there. So Bivol's got that in him, but he kind of likes to cruise a little bit. And some people have been a little bit critical of him that he kind of just cruises and wins the fight, but doesn't really, hit that next gear when he could. But I think both guys are going to have to dig deep in this fight. I think this is going to be a great, great fight. But anything can happen in boxing. And, Beterbiev could get a round 3 KO, potentially. I'd be surprised, but it could happen. But I think most likely if it's Beterbiev winning, it's a KO. If it's Bivol winning, it's a decision. But I can see a Bivol KO, especially off cuts, like I was saying, because he got cut up, Beterbiev versus a Yard, and he was cut up in an earlier fight. I think it was, I forgot which one it was, but it was one of his earlier fights that he had gotten cut. Maybe it was Marcus Brown. He cut Marcus Brown up, but it might have been the Marcus Brown fight. I don't remember, but the point I'm making is I could see those scenarios. The least likely scenario you would think would be Beterbiev by decision, but that can't happen, and I'll tell you how. If Beterbiev scores a bunch of knockdowns and gets up in the fight like that, and Bivol's just surviving, then Beterbiev can win that way too, but it's hard to survive against Artur Beterbiev. He's fought 20 people, 20 KOs, and he's only gotten into the 12th round one time, and he got the guy out of there. I remember watching that fight on TV. Teddy Atlas was doing the announcing. He's like, go win this fight, win this round, make money, and Beterbiev's like, I'm stopping this dude, But, yeah, shout out to Teddy Atlas. But this is a great, great fight. I lean slightly towards Bivol now, but honestly, for the longest time, I was leaning towards Beterbiev. So, I might switch my pick, fight night, but I don't think so. This is my pick. I'm sticking with it. Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, on points. Let me know what you guys think. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.